And we are live here with about 3 to 5 minutes before.
Have you ever considered a career in broadcasting?
Yeah.
What's up? So today we're dunking on fools, starting off with Johnny on dunk.
And we are live. Sorry for the last time we had a music interruption, but we are live here with Point Pleasant Big Blacks versus the Greenbrier East Spartans. First away game, first game of the year. Good to be on the road, first game, bring one home. As you got the captains for the Big Blacks, Wes Baker, number 72, 13, Cody Schultz, number 1, Gavin Jeffers, and number 2, Evan Roach.
For Greenbrier East tonight, their captains, number 79, Luke Fogus, number 74, Luke Corolla, number 11, Monquel Davis, and number 13, Lucas McAllister. I'm Brant Wilson here with Johnny Porter. Joining us tonight on the crew, Zoe Watson, Olivia Dunn, Eric Chapman down on the field.
As you mentioned, for the Spartans, number 11, Monquel Davis, definitely the head of the Spartans offense, along within the backfield, joined by number 21, Ian Klein. We got to watch them both play last year at the beginning of the year against the Big Blacks. Big Blacks came up short with their only loss of the season other than the playoffs. And that game was definitely run heavy with Monquel at the quarterback, scrambling around. You also had Klein just rushing the ball, getting it through the middle, taking it up the outside. It was like our linebackers had no coverage for them. But that's also a story of the night, is if our defense can hold them as well. We know what our offense can do. Having Evan Roach leading the state in touchdowns last year, Gavin Jeffers leading in yards per carry. So both great ball handlers. Whenever they have it, they're definitely making plays.
One of the players you mentioned a bit earlier, I believe, not listed as a captain tonight, Ian Klein, number 3 in rushing yards last season. He returns this year as a junior, so Greenbrier East fans have a very consistent running back that's going to be able to really hopefully help them win some games. It's week 1 rematch Do you remember the score from last year, Johnny?
I think it was 33-28.
So one possession game after rematches.
I know that a big target for the Big Blacks in passing the ball will be number 13, Cody Schultz. Definitely will be Evan Roach's main target in the air. But like I said, this packed offense with a great line. Now what was underclassmen, we talked about it a lot last year, being freshmen and sophomores, they're stepping up now. They're starting to be upperclassmen. They have the ability to just play great line, to just make holes for Gavin. I feel like that'll be the main key tonight, is if they can just get a big enough hole for Gavin to just push it through and take some to the house. We know Evan Roach will be able to scramble when he needs to. And even through the air, like I said, with Schultz, be ready to see him with probably, I'd say, at least 8 receptions tonight, whether it's long ones, red zone. I know we go to him a lot on 3rd and long, which was what we seemed to use him a lot last year. I believe he had 5 receiving touchdowns last year.
2 high-octane quarterbacks tonight. Alex Schrader will be taking your open kickoff, but such a high point of last season, he's also a returning stat leader, Evan Roach, who leads all of West Virginia in rushing touchdowns. He had 26 last year. Led the entire state. So it's going to be a high-octane quarterback battle on the ground. 2 very great dual-threat quarterbacks as Captain Lucas McAllister will take the opening kickoff. Tries to find a hole and be brought down at the 33-yard line as we're getting ready for our first drive of the season. This defense looking very good. Hatton and Kiefer there at linebackers tonight. Schultz and Jeffers most likely rushing off that edge. And some big now upperclassmen, you said last year, really setting into form on this team. Colton Weaver, Wes Baker, who's a senior this year. The safeties includes Andrew Schoon and Jason Hughes, both juniors.
Like I said, with the Greenbrier, I know the Big Blacks had a lot of trouble starting his scrambling around, but there's a good stop behind the line there. Looks like Cody Schultz will get the tackle. I believe defensive end, big target, as we said, on offense, but I'd love to see him get some huge sacks tonight for the defense. I believe him and Colton Weaver will be 2 guys to definitely watch for this defensive line for the Big Blacks.
Definitely. Ian Klein's run loses about 2 there, and that's how you want to start off a drive. You stop them, and there's a very strong rushing attack. You stop them behind the line of scrimmage. So if you stop them again here, they're in a passing scenario. You got to have a lot of trust in Evan Roach and Schoon as your defensive backs.
They give it to Klein again, and Schoon will make the tackle. Will be about a gain of a yard. And that'll bring up 3rd and 11 here for the Spartans.
Beautiful wrap-up tackle there by Andrew Schoon. Playing very well to start off this first drive, so it's a 3rd and 11 now for Greenbrier East.
Looks like the Spartans definitely were looking to see if they could start it off like they did last year, trying to get Klein up the sideline. Also probably watch some film from the scrimmage. Also watching Williamstown run the ball pretty well against the Big Blacks. We'll see if they'll go to the air here on 3rd and long. Have number 13, Lucas McAllister, captain, on the bottom of your screen as Davis will drop back.
Deep throw is going to be in and out of the hands of number, it looks to be 22, Jake Pate. The junior just had it in his hands, couldn't reel it in. So Greenbrier East will bring out their punting unit, a 3-and-out, and a beautiful stop for this Big Blacks defense.
You know, that's great start by the Big Blacks defense like I said, in that scrimmage, we didn't see this very often, getting the 4th down stops, 3rd down stops. It looked like we had some troubles doing that. But as we will see, that we'll have Jeffers and number 7 for the Big Blacks.
Jason Hughes.
Yeah, Jason Hughes will be back to return this punt. Greenbrier will probably likely try and keep it away out of the hands of Jeffers.
Schultz almost broke through for a block there as that one stopped dead in its tracks, not where it wanted to be. So point will take over at their own 32. A great start on defense as we're going to get to see this Big Blacks offense for the first time all year. 10:03 remaining in this first quarter. So on the 32, what's one thing you really expect out of this Point Pleasant offense this year?
I mean, it's got to be the same as last year, just ground and pound. I know you talked about a lot last year. That was Tench's game plan, that will keep it a lot on the ground. But I'd like to see Roach drop back and make some passes as well, as he will have an empty backfield with Jeffers going out wide. Nobody back there, as he'll keep it and roll it to the left. It'll be good for about 6 yards, it looks like. So great first run for Roach on the quarterback keeper.
Solid start to the game. Just get those positive yards. Makes it a 2nd and 4.
No, for the Big Blacks, some key missing members was Nathan Bent. Seen him a lot, linebacker last year. I know he's dealing with an injury. Gavin Jeffers coming off of an injury from track, but should be good to run. Cole Miller messed up his knee in the scrimmage, but should be good as well. As here's Jeffers with an inside keep, and they will get the first down.
And there is a already hot start to the Point offense. That two-headed dragon there in the backfield makes it a lot easier to run the ball, and you also have that dynamic ability to have Schultz in. I believe he's playing tight end this year, so you can have him on those screens like Brooks Pearson was last year.
Yep.
Hunt and Schultz to the bottom of your screen. Shotgun form is going to be a draw to Jeffers, who will be stopped after about a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9.
As you mentioned, Brooks Pearson on that last play was a big role player for the Big Blacks. He got the ball when he needed to, blocked when he needed to. Unselfish player there. Also, key senior missing from last year is also Trey Peck. And, you know, we lost 3 linemen last year, which played a big part in the success of running the ball. So, as we said, we'll have some returning linemen and some stepping back, as Schultz will line up at tight end, empty backfield. Roach keeps it up the left. Good run here. Will be good for about 4.
Evan Roach, 2nd quarterback keeper of the night, averaging about 6 so far, which is definitely what you want to see out of the start of the season. Pushed out of bounds by number 11, Monquel Davis. So Davis and Roach playing very similar roles in this game, both playing corner and both at that starting quarterback position. Both with about the same play style, really get away from the defense, improvise or extend the play. We have 8:28 left on a 3rd and 2 for the Big Blacks.
Probably look to see an inside handoff here to Jeffers as it is, and he will get the first and a couple more, but if the ball pops out.
Fumble on the ground is going to be recovered by Greenbrier East. Jeffers just lost control of it. So Point's first drive of the year ends on a sour note, but Greenbrier will come out for their 2nd one on their own 38.
If you take a flashback to last year, I believe this started the same way as last year. You know, the Big Blacks are pushing the ball, and then a costly fumble. But hopefully this defensive line will stand their ground just like last drive.
Greenbrier East definitely has some very big men up in the front on that front 7, so it's going to be hard first game of the season, get used to that. I feel like Jeffers is still going to continue to thrive, though, later in this game. It's going to be shotgun form, 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. So he'll stand in the pocket, roll out to his right. Davis going to take off, push out of bounds by Kiefer. 3-4 yard gain.
Like we said, that is where you see Davis most dangerous, is whenever he's running outside and bring it up very well with his feet. Normally finds the outside and mostly will at least get 5 yards whenever he decides to scramble.
2nd down and 7 now for the Spartans. 8:16 left to go here in the first quarter. Point looking to have another 3-and-out drive for the Spartans. It's going to be a drawed play to Klein. Brought down at about the 43-yard line. That was 3rd down and maybe 5. Make sure you stay tuned in at halftime with Olivia Dunn for Band Hype, 2nd year running here.
Bring up 3 and 5 here for the Spartans.
Shotgun form, 2 receivers out to each side. Davis and Klein in the backfield.
Drops back.
Lots
Will
of time to
make a
throw.
throw.
Incomplete. Jason Hughes with great coverage on top of number 4, Donovan Penn. And one thing that I saw on that play was Logan Higginbottom getting to that quarterback, breaking off that tackle. Almost got a sack there, forced that throw out early. So Davis probably just didn't get as much time as he wanted.
No, last year we got to see Higginbotham towards the end of a lot of games, and I just knew he was quick on his feet, definitely got through the line a lot. Definitely going to be an impact here for the Big Blacks defense.
So it's another 3-and-out for Greenbrier East. That punt is spiraled, and it's going to take a really good bounce. Stopped at the, it's a touchback. So, number 13, Lucas McAllister, makes a great effort at it. Just couldn't really secure the ball down. Can't just touch the ball, and that's a down play. But very good effort by that punt team, and a very good punt too.
Yep. Looks like Jeffers and Hughes kind of had some miscommunication on who was going to grab that one there.
Just the right call there, letting that punt drop. Spiraling punts, kind of hard to get, especially at that angle. We'll see this offense come out on their own 20 again. Last drive ended in a fumble. Hopefully get the first points of the game with 7:21 remaining. Greenbrier is really stacking the box. Klein and number 22, Pate, playing that safety as there's a flag.
Looks like it'll be on the Big Blacks for a false start.
As a call that, it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Big Blacks. Not sure. I think number 60 was there for the call. That is it's going to be a 1st and 15 now from their own 15. Stacking everybody to the top of your screen. So they'll send Chapman in motion.
Here's an inside handoff to Jeffers as he bounces it outside, and will be good for about 6.
Lost his helmet there, so he will have to set out a play.
Maybe a late face mask there whenever they're down in the bottom.
It's going to be an official's timeout, I believe. I think it just got popped off after everyone's kind of piled onto him. It's going to be a 2nd down and about 8. So Jeffers made a very good play there. Got 7 on that one.
As you'll see, freshman Birdie Bowen come in at halfback.
We broadcasted a few middle school games last year, and he was a force to be reckoned with. One of the star players, him, Caden Hill, really made that big impact as Roach will take this draw. About a yard short of the line to gain. Make it a 3rd and 1 and a beautiful run by Roach.
Like you said, a good run there. Probably, honestly, first time of contact was probably behind the line of scrimmage. So for Roach to just power through that and keep driving and get that far, Roach will definitely do that all year. Definitely yards after contact kind of guy.
3rd and 1, 6:16 remaining. Snap looks to be dropped. Roach makes a move, and he's down to the 41-yard line. 1st down, Big Blacks.
Great improvising there by Roach to get the low snap. I believe that was supposed to go to the left side if you've seen the pulling. Halfback, pulling guard, all going that way, and Roach just said, well, I got grass, why not take it?
And that's just Evan Roach being the improviser he is. Beautiful senior quarterback, a leader to this team, and he's proven why he can back that up. Beautiful run there on a almost dead play. It'll be a 1st and 10 now from their own 41. Bowen's still in the game. It's going to be a give to him. And it's a very solid tackle there by Lucas McAllister. Really wrapped him up. Bowen just not much room there for him.
You'll see Jeffers check back in here. Bowen had some pretty good leading blocks there for Roach, especially when that first play came in.
Especially for him being this young and freshman, to be able to throw blocks like that. And he's got some explosive running ability. So if we see him more in games, you'll know why. Shotgun formation, though, again. It's going to be a give to Hill. Cuts it in. Fumble. And it's going to be recovered again by Greenbrier East. It's a solid contact. Helmet connects with the ball. Hill seems to be shaken up in the arm. So must have hit his carrying arm, but Greenbrier East will take over for point territory for the first time tonight.
I believe that was Jake Pate, number 22, that forced the fumble there.
So far we expected an offensive battle, me and you, coming into this, and we've had 2 turnovers by the Big Blacks and 2 3-and-outs by both explosive offenses.
I know we had probably 4 or 5 fumbles last year at the beginning of the year. Seemed like it was a huge thing for the first 2 games. Here's the screen pass.
And that's Evan Roach with a beautiful tackle for loss. So wrap-up made sure that Pate would not go anywhere.
I know that one's been on film. Roach was saying all day how he's going to blow up the screen pass, and he definitely did it there.
Right now, definitely a different game, you got to think, for these Greenbrier East coaches. Because if they remember last year, it was really all about Davis, just making those improvising plays, and they usually worked out. But this is a new team on defense, as we saw right now, as it makes that a 2nd and about 15 for them. Trips to the right. So drop back looking. Davis is going to take off. Going to get past Hatton. Hughes going to try and wrap him up. He'll go out of bounds at the 32-yard line, close to the line to game. It's going to be a first down for Monquel Davis.
Like we said, that's what Davis does best. It's when he starts using his feet, as he proved it there on a 2nd and 15 to get the first and much more.
It's very hard to prepare for these types of quarterbacks because he has about that 3-step drop back, stays in the pocket for maybe half a second, and he's usually off by then. It's a quick pass or run with Davis' team. So points really got to adjust. I feel like halftime is when they'll really start cracking down on him.
Here's a keeper from Davis. Will be tackled there, but I believe that was Connor Hatton.
It is sophomore Connor Hatton. Going to make a big impact. We saw him a bit at the back half of those varsity games last year. He hits hard. He's definitely be able to fill in those run gaps we just saw there. So they'll set up for a 2nd and about 8 on the point 29. Lineup still in shotgun form. Both of these teams take their snaps out from behind center.
Pitch decline. The stop there by Roach as he makes a great tackle. Klein tried to give him a stiff arm, but Roach just held on tightly and just brung him down with him.
Yeah. They'll just stop a stiff arm like that. Klein has a very strong stiff arm. Evan Roach just made sure he wasn't going anywhere. They'll make it a 3rd and long now instead of most likely a 2nd and short.
No, best case scenario for the Spartans is just probably to put someone wide and have Roach occupied, because having him close on the line will definitely probably just going to be a tackle for him. He finds the ball well, sees the field well, as you know, from both sides, from offense and defense.
Here, 3rd down and 12 for the Spartans. Going to try and make something happen at the point 33.
Davis will drop back.
Here comes Higginbottom. That throw is going to be incomplete. Great defense again on 3rd down. That makes them 0 for 3 now on conversions.
Good coverage there by Reese in the deep ball field there as he was trying to get it to his leading receiver, Pate. Reese stays on him. forces the incompletion. Great pressure by Higginbotham to get in the backfield and cause a throw that Davis didn't really want to make there.
It looks like they're just in that tough spot between punting and kicking a field goal, so they're going to go for it here on a 4th and 12, 2:32 in the first. Davis dropping back, pressure, Schultz going to maybe get to him. Davis escapes. He's going to get the first down. Almost a sack for Schultz. Weaver just couldn't get that arm out, and Davis doing what he does best. Sets up Greenbrier East, first time in the red zone.
You know, as Davis, you get in the arms of Schultz, barely escape, and then he finds himself right in the arms of Weaver, Colton Weaver. So 2 big guys for the Big Blacks, and he can just wiggle around and get that first down. That's a great play by him there.
Looks like he'll head to the sideline for this next play, so we'll see someone number 17, Gavin Bennett, the backup, coming in. I believe he's also a bit more mobile, but mainly
Definitely throws the ball well.
more of a throwing quarterback. There's the pitch, beautifully read, and he will be brought down about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and that's a way to read the play. Cody Schultz just got in on it.
Bennett will stay in the game here at quarterback. See if we see that arm that I've heard about.
Second and about, I believe, 14. Second and 15. 2 minutes to go in the first. As he'll drop back. It's going to be a quick throw over number 22, who will brought out of bounds. Pate with a solid catch and run off the hitch. 3rd and about 5, most likely, for Greenbrier East inside the red zone.
Nice tight spiral there and got it over the hands of Schultz right into the hands of Pate to get almost a first, bring him down for a 3rd and 3 here.
They're still going to trust Bennett, the junior, over Harris here in this red zone. It's a very, as we just saw, it's a very tight spiral on it. So 4 out wide. This throw is going to be up and just, it's a bit long there. Good coverage as intended for number 23, Grant Burdett.
Big old freshman for the Spartans. Got the tight end there.
It will set up a 4th down. Looks like the field goal unit's going to come out. I'm not sure, and they will. Taking the kick is Noah Dotson, senior. 26 yards out. The hold by Bennett. It's going to be
Blocked.
blocked. That big front 7 comes in big. Keeps
Colton Weaver
Oh,
with the
Weaver.
block. Huge guy there. Just put his hands up and he got the tip.
Talk about just a great defensive effort. Even though that 4th down earlier went a bit south for us, there's a reason why it is a 0-0 game with 136, and it's that defense. 2 uncostly turnovers have been just avoided. And it's mainly by that front 7. Kiefer, Schultz, some decent plays by the DBs playing very well and laying up 1 pass that drive. So we'll see Jeffers and Roach come back in here.
I'm very curious if the Spartans will stay with Bennett in the red zone. Also heard about Davis.
He's breaking free, Evan Roach down to the 40. Sorry.
You're good. That was a great run by Roach there. But I've also heard about Davis playing some slot, going on some screens and jet sweeps. So I'm curious to see if they'll go to Bennett in the red zone, maybe put Davis in the slot, maybe out wide even. So I guess we'll see with time, as there is a minute and 26 left here in the first, as there will be a timeout called.
So we'll take our first timeout of the night as well. We will be right back. Welcome back, folks. 1:26 remaining as a 1st and 10 on points. Own 41. Score still tied at 0. Some great defensive efforts by both teams. Greenbrier East forcing 2 fumbles. Point blocking a kick and forcing 2 3-and-outs. As we just ended right there after that timeout. Evan Roach ran it well, and there's Jeffers getting about 8 or 9 on that carry. Oh, it's going to be a whistle. Not sure what for.
I believe it looked like Dylan Kiefer's helmet came off, or maybe his hand's hurting.
Oh.
The helmet's already off, but not sure if the helmet came off or a hand injury there.
And that's the second helmet coming off. Maybe the new white ones aren't the good look to give them. But it does debut their white helmets tonight. Look very good, in my opinion.
Also, I believe new pants as well.
So there's going to be a quick draw play here to Jeffers, who will, I believe, short of the first down by just about a yard. 3rd down and 1, 52 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
They'll bring up a 2nd or a 3rd and about maybe 1, if that.
Looks like we might bring out the chains here. 47.9 on the clock for the officials' timeout.
Maybe reset the clock there back to 52, as it is 47.9 now.
See if Jeffers got enough on that last run. As of right now, it looks good, but it's going to be close.
Oof, it's close.
It's going to be a
He signaled for it, and
first
it is.
down. So the Big Blacks.
So technically, should reset the clock since it was a first down stoppage, but we'll see if they give it back with 3 seconds, 5 seconds. They
So
will not.
The first time we've seen points in Greenbrier East territory. So now the offense is really starting to pick up. We see Schultz right there, that tight end position. He's going to be sent in motion. This will be a quick give to Jeffers on the outside. Gets a bit of room, gets 9 or 8 on that carry, as they might let the quarters right now go for one more play.
And they will let it go.
So at the end of the first quarter, we are scoreless at Greenbrier. Point Pleasant 0, Greenbrier East 0. We will be right back for the second quarter. Before we start our second quarter here, we'd like to give a shout out here to all the people who sponsored us, our season sponsors this year: Ernie Watterson, John and Kathy Wilson, the Watson family, the Tibbetts family, Killingsworth family, Rhonda Tennant, Sandy Tomlin, Trish and Bobby McCoy, Eddie and Mary Sue Kincaid, Point Financial Insurance, Giovanni's Pizza, My Three Sons Treasures, Mary Piles, real estate agent, Point Pleasant High School Hall of Fame, Radiance Health, and Leslie Marrero for being our Rural Radiance? Rural Radiance Health as well. But Leslie Marrero for being our game sponsor as well. Thank you to all of you guys for making sure we do this every single Friday night. As Point gets a first down with 11:55 remaining so far, Jeffers really on a tear now this drive. First and 10 at the Greenbrier East 37.
As Cody Schultz comes around in motion, will be a pitch to him. Running hard, breaks one. Ball comes out, I believe, again, and it will be a turnover once again.
So Schultz just got stuck up there. The ball most likely pinned against his chest and just rolled out. So that'll be turnover number 3 for Point. 3 straight drives with a fumble. Don't think Coach Dars is going to be happy with that. We're going to have a few handling drills coming next Monday, but this Point defense has really been putting in the work, so we'll see how they can do here as Greenbrier East is at their own 30 to start this drive.
Hopefully one thing here, Schultz won't take this to the defensive side of the ball. We'll forget about it on the other side as Davis will drop back.
This throw is going to be at the sideline, caught about the line of scrimmage and brought down for a gain of about 5.
Penn definitely being Davis's main air target. Haven't seen Klein very much since that first failed drive, so we'll see if they can use him as well. Another pass here will be a wide receiver bubble screen as Roach will be juked there. Great tackle by
Jason Hughes there about on the sideline. It's, I believe, going to still be a first down for Greenbrier East by Lucas McAllister. They'll move the chains, first down, Spartans.
a little screenplay there by McAllister. Made a move on Roach, got around. Hughes coming all the way from across the field to make that tackle there. Davis once again dropping back. We'll look for a deep one. Will be incomplete to Pate.
Just good pressure, and that linebacker coming off the coverage gets more onto Davis. That throw is just a bit short.
Good job there by Schoon to just stay right beside Pate, not giving him any time to make a move to the ball. So it falls incomplete for a second down and 10. Spartans really going to the air here on this drive after not having much luck running the ball, as they will drop back again.
This deep throw is going to be up. Pate wide open, dropped it. Schoon just couldn't seem to get up with him, just snuck by that deep safety, and Pate in and out of the hands, most likely lost it in the lights. 10:37 left, and what was most likely a touchdown turns into a 3rd and 10 for Greenbrier East.
Not sure if Schoon and maybe Hughes wasn't really communicating there. Maybe thought he had his back zone, while one thought they were in man. Not really sure what happened there, but Pate was just snuck in wide open there. See if the Spartans won't go back to the air, as it seems like it's worked here on 3rd down and long.
One of the main players here we talk about, Ian Klein, actually on Coalfield rated 68 in the entire state. A very good player, as we haven't seen much of him today. They've just pointed forced a lot of passing downs for Greenbrier East. Evan Roach, Cody Schultz, 74 and 73 respectively on that list as well. So we get some top 100 talent in this game. That is a beautiful play. Number 70, Logan Higginbottom. Him and I believe number 76 as well, Aiden DeVosis, getting in on it. As a tackle for loss for these front seven again, and another stop brings up another 4th down.
Gotta give it to this Big Blacks defense here, as they are absolutely putting in the work.
Around 10 minutes left here tonight in our first half.
We're going to see freshman Anthony Marrero back deep with Jeffers.
This punt looks like it's going to bounce well, but Marrero will take it with the catch. Cuts in, goes down to about the 38-yard line. And not much room there, and he makes something out of it.
Good little return, especially being his first of high school football. Probably didn't see very many punts like that in junior high, so to see one spiraling high, made a good catch and got some yards out of it as well. You know, his eyes just had to be lighting up. There was no way he was going to call a fair catch on that one. He definitely knew that he was just going to take that ball and try and get whatever he could out of it.
Him and Bowen were definitely some of the best backs out of all of middle school last year. And we get him for 4 more years after this, so definitely going to be that name you're going to hear on Friday nights for a while. As Roach makes a good move on the sideline, fights for it, gets to about the 44-yard line. So Point looking to avoid another turnover, 3 tonight on their 3 offensive drives. Defense has been holding up, so as long as they can find a way to get 3 points by the end of this, they will be in really good shape.
Going to have Reese Hunt at the bottom of your screen out wide. It'll be an inside handoff reverse to Caden Hill as he gets a big run.
Brought down at the 35, a shoestring tackle by Davis. He breaks that one off. He's most likely gone. Hill,
You know,
one of the, you got it.
We've seen that play in the scrimmage, and it worked pretty much just like that. You get the handoff to Jeffers, got the linebacker's eyes on him, and then Jeffers will just hand it off, double handoff there to Hill. Opens up the huge middle, as you've seen there, and Hill takes his ground and makes something out of it.
Hill going to be one of the biggest track and field stars in all of West Virginia, and also in football with that frame. Has some breakaway speed. He almost had him there. It's going to be a 1st and 10, though, for the Black Knights. Jeffers will take it down to about the 29-yard line, as I believe this isn't Alex Schrader's range. I think he's made a 50-yarder before as well.
Don't know if you could really see it there, but Jeffers had some tight double arm locks on that ball whenever he knew he was probably about in the middle of the field with no open grass. Definitely had double arms on that one, as they do not want to turn over this ball here.
I don't think this team can afford another fumble. You know, it's going to be something that's definitely going to get better with time in the season, but can't afford to have those.
Definitely going to be a conservative handoff as he's hit hard, but it looks like it will be close to a first, and he will have it.
Has the first down by about a yard. And one thing I do expect out of this team is definitely have those 2 1,000-yard rushers again in Schultz. I mean, not Schultz, Jeffers and Roach. They both eclipsed it before playoffs as well, I believe.
You'd love to see even Schultz having 1,000 receiving yards. I know it'll be a stretch, but you'd definitely love to see that. Giving Roach over 2,000 all-purpose yards would be absolutely crazy.
Especially 1,000 to one receiver. I can't remember the last time we had a 1,000-yard
Probably
receiver.
never, but wouldn't it be something?
There's Roach breaking away, and he's inside the red zone. Let's mark him down at about the 8. 1st and 10, Big Blacks.
You know, that's one thing, as we were talking about fumbles, is Roach. Barely ever will you ever see him fumble, as he is just so strong when he's running up, taking hits, just great ball carrying, great vision as well. I know we talked about that. You know, Roach, after the snap, probably has less than 2 seconds to find out where he's going to go, and he does it well. He finds the great holes. It seems like every time he's run the ball tonight, he's at least got 5 yards.
They're going to set up here at, let's say, the 9-yard line, 1st and goal. And this is a huge chance. You got to think, we talked about it all last year. We're going to talk about it all this year. Cody Schultz in that end zone.
And we also got Josh Chapman at the other tight end, as Schultz will come out wide. Quick handoff to Jeffers.
Jeffers will be close. He will be.
That's going to be really close.
To be stopped at the 1, but just now this is a prime chance here. You got 6'4", 200 and Cody Schultz. And for Chapman, what was his number last year? Who is 6'5", 255. And those frames, you can't really jump with those frames unless you're built exactly like them. And how athletic both of them have been getting.
One thing last year, Jeffers didn't have a red zone touchdown. And here's Roach. We'll take it in for the Big Blacks, and we'll get that goal line touchdown like we've seen all last year. As I was saying, Jeffers didn't really have any red zone touchdowns until that Lincoln County game, which was about the 4th game, I believe, that we had. So, as you've seen there, Roach will definitely be our goal line guys. He just powers it in, and we'll have Schrader come out to attempt this extra point.
And what a way to kick off the season with your first points of the year. That one formation that works all the time. This time they have Hunt way outside, have Schultz blocking, but that quarterback power run sets it up. 6:40 left in the second as our first points are scored. It will be a whistle.
Who would have took bets on that the leading rusher of all touchdowns in West Virginia last year would have got the first one here for the Big Blacks? Don't know if you would have bet on that. Who knows?
I would have.
We'll gladly take more of those here tonight, as that was just clean running all the way down from the Big Blacks there.
Set here, Schrader with the extra point. Up and good. Alex Schrader been really working on his football skills as well as soccer in the offseason. By the time he's a senior, he's going to probably be an all-state player in both categories.
So after that first touchdown, Brent, what do you think is one thing that the Big Blacks can just keep doing that will allow them to put more points up there on the scoreboard?
I think really securing the ball, as you said, Jeffers, 2-arm grip on that ball last time, even in open field. Switch it up a bit with those reverses, the hill, that's really what set him up for that possession, and just keep running it with Roach. He's a leading rusher for a reason, and that formation will work about 99 times out of 100.
I know, like you said, that reverse little trick play. I know there was one play from the scrimmage that stood out to me. Was about 4 or 5 wide the Big Blacks went into with Jeffers in the backfield. And I know Roach steps back, waits a couple seconds, and then he did that draw play to Jeffers. And, I mean, that was probably the longest play of the whole scrimmage. I believe Jeffers ran for 30 yards on that one. So just little trick plays. You know, they probably think if Jeffers ain't getting it right away, Roach is dropping back, they're not going to expect a handoff. And it looked like it worked well, along with the double handoff to Hill that went for the longest play of the night for the Big Blacks there.
So we're going to have a Schrader kick this one off as well. Surprisingly, his first kickoff of the night, I believe, because I believe we received. So Greenbrier East will get the ball to start the second half. 6:40 remaining here in the second quarter as the defense looks to hold the shutout. Now this squib kick is going to be caught immediately by Grant Burdett, and they'll start at their own 30. So we'll get to see Davis come out again. He's been very good with his feet tonight. Had a few unlucky drops so far. It's exciting to see when this defense can hold a top AAA team to a shutout.
Especially one with as great of an offense as these Spartans. It'd be a huge win if the Big Blacks can pull this off and take it into the rivalry game next week. As here's Klein, we'll get the outside.
It's going to be a late hit call. That was number 52.
Dylan Kiefer on that.
This guy got caught in the moment, didn't see him go out of bounds. So there'll be another 15 most likely for Greenbrier East.
You know, Kiefer, huge name last year. We talked about it, but it was on the offensive side of the ball, but snapping the ball. You know, it was a brand new center. We talked about it, but over the offseason, Dylan really worked. I believe he dropped about 40 to 50 pounds in shape, moved defensive side to the linebacker. You know, that's not something that you see very often as a center going to defense to play linebacker. Also still on the line, but instead of center, a pulling guard, quick. I believe he's a quick tackle. So quick on his feet now, definitely looking good. But right there, just like I said, new to defense, linebacker, he wraps someone up, and you just want to tackle him. So as I talked about earlier, Bennett in at quarterback with Davis out wide at receiver. We'll see what they'll do here.
They don't have Davis in the slot, but they will have him running around. It's going to be a quick draw play. He will be wrapped up at that line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of 1, and this front 7 is proving why they could probably be one of the best in the state.
I know it was in all the interviews all year. They did a lot of them. That was Coach Darce's one thing. He said if this defensive line steps up, this whole defense steps up, he said they'll definitely be championship contenders. And right now they're definitely playing to that ability of a championship defense. We know the offense is going to be there, so it's great to see the defense stepping up and playing their part.
Especially to be able to do all this week 1. Sure, they've had a few plays with that drop earlier, we said. But Bennett's throw over the middle is going to be tipped. Jason Hughes. Beautiful coverage. Number 13 there, Lucas McAllister wants a call, but that's just great coverage. Jumped in front of the route, batted the ball, and got his hands with it too. So did it at the perfect time to where there's no option for pass interference. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 11 now. I'm very surprised they don't have Davis in the slot, considering how quick we've seen him play tonight. So Bennett, actually they do have Davis in the slot for this play. 2 back with him in the shotgun form. Dropping back, he's going to look. Davis, ball is going to be overthrown. Schoon undercut it a bit too early there. He's got to play that a bit more far back. Davis has breakaway speed. We've seen him on that 4th and 12. But it looks like it's going to be a 4th and 11, and they'll go for it with 5:44 remaining in the 2nd quarter.
And as I talked about Bennett having a great arm, just too good of an arm right there, honestly, as he just sailed it right over the head of Davis. But as we said, Davis quick on his feet, just great at running the ball, and he's doing well. Just about 2 yards shorter, and that ball's a touchdown right there. So great play call from the coach. Good ball from Bennett. Just a little short there, as Davis will still be in the slot. As it will be a timeout by the Spartans.
And it looks like timeout number 2 of the half for the Spartans, so we will take a quick commercial break. Welcome back, folks, after that timeout by Greenbrier East.
Bennett rolling, trying to improvise, and it will be caught for a 1st down. That was Pate, I believe, 21. Yep, no, that was Ian Klein, the running back, as he just comes up from the backfield, does a little Texas route there, and will be caught for the 1st down.
And that is Bennett. He's a very much unlike what we saw with Davis, how Davis usually run first after he starts scrambling. Bennett extends the play, keeps his eyes downfield. And the fact that he's a junior, I mean, probably have to play Greenbrier East next year too. You'll probably be hearing his name a lot with West Virginia football. That was a beautiful throw there. Klein with a good catch on the sideline on a 4th and 11. So 1st and 10 at the point 31. It's going to be a give to Pate, who will get no gain.
You know, it's crazy to think that what I believe worked most for the Spartans in the first quarter was Davis at quarterback, because he was making plays with his feet, improvising it, getting the yards. You know, we seen Bennett in the red zone, which didn't work for the Spartans, but you know that the coach has trust in him to leave him out there, let him play. And it seems like it's working here, as he made, like you said, just a great play as a quarterback to keep in the play, step up, make a good throw to Klein on the sideline that was in no one's reach other than Klein. So that's always what you want to see from a ball from a quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback on the bottom of the screen. Klein. We got Davis and Roach. Bennett downfield. The throw's going to be short. Incomplete. They're going to give it pass interference on Schultz. I don't think that was pass interference. Looks like they're head away from the ball. No intention to interfere with it, but probably the right call to make. I'm a bit biased. So I don't know if it's I can't remember if it's spot a foul in the high school or 15 yards, but it's going to be a first down.
That's a tough call to make because, I mean, Schultz is following the receiver the whole way. I didn't see a shove, like you said, playing in front of him. I mean, I don't think the receiver was trying to come back either, so right there I would not call the call just because it looked like they got tripped up. So we'll see if this Big Blacks defense can stand their ground again like they did last attempt that the Spartans had in the red zone.
So it's going to be a first down and 10 at the .15, 4:24 remaining as Big Blacks lead by a touchdown.
As you'll see, Jeffers come in for D end. And there's a
drop
snap.
Bennett falls on it. He did have time to pick it up, but I think it's the right call there, falling and not risk kicking it back.
Yeah, when you see big old 76, DeVos is coming at you. If he tries to get back up, he's probably going to lose extra yards than what he just fell on the ball at. So I think that was a good decision there by Bennett.
Talk about really good rushing there. That whole point, front seven, the linebackers and that defensive line all realized that snap was dropped, and they were bull rushing no matter what.
As a little break there for the Big Blacks, but also maybe the Spartans has more room to maybe make a quick pass here, so which also could be dangerous, but we will see.
2nd and 20. I think our safeties will play a bit more back because only 10 yards back against these fast receivers won't be enough. It's going to be a quick drop off to Davis, and there's him in that receiver role we were talking about earlier.
Yep, that quick pass, like I mentioned, will be good for about 10 yards, and we'll bring it up to about 3rd down and 10.
So it's going to be looks to be timeout by the Big Blacks. So we will be right back after a quick commercial break. 3:34, 7-0 point. Welcome back, folks. 3:34 left in the red zone. 3rd and 10. Throw deep into it. It's going to be dropped. Intercepted! Jason Hughes catches it off the tip. Number 21, Ian Klein can't haul it in. Just a beautiful throw by Bennett. Hits off the numbers of Klein as he seems to be shaken up. It's going to be point ball on the 20, and that's a big break for him on the turnover. Seems like he took a bit of a shot at the end. We hope he's okay. The trainer's already out there with him, but he'll run off. It's always good to see. But Point will take over with 3:26 left at their own 20, and that is a turnover they needed to force.
To talk about that there, that pass with 4 guys around Klein, and it was right in the hands of him, that's just a great ball from Bennett. Just unlucky that it had to pop out and into the hands of Hughes for the Spartans.
I just saw on the sideline, Coach gave him a little fist bump because that was a beautiful throw. So Point's really going to have to get some safeties for him with those deep balls. That was a good break for him.
Yeah, that seemed like it was the problem against Bluefield last year in the playoffs, as Roach will keep this up the left side, will get around, get some more yards.
Down to the 38, Roach just extending the play as he'll pop up just fine. Beautiful run there, about 18 there.
But like I was saying, the deep ball seemed that it was the problem last year against the Beavers. I know that Jaquel Davis had a lot of yards, or Jaquel Green, sorry, on that. I knew we knew that it was going to be a problem. There was a couple of deep balls to him, and it seemed like that was what opened up the game. Also with Harrison Smith last year. Here's Caden Hill rolling out to block for Roach. Roach cuts it back, will be tackled from behind there by Davis. Great job by Davis to stay following Roach and get that ankle tackle there.
You know, one thing we noticed in that Williamstown scrimmage, a deep ball really set Williamstown up to score, and that's when they usually pulled away, made it 20-0 after it. So these DBs, these safeties, they're really going to have to start playing farther back, especially since a speedy team with Davis, McAllister. It's going to be hard to play him only 10 yards deep as a safety.
You know, I think that's something that Spartans realized, is that their ground game wasn't really going to work, so they had to change quarterbacks, put it in the hands of Bennett, and he's been making great passes, as Jeffers looks like be very close to the first there, as he did a little spin to maybe get an extra 2 yards there.
It's going to be a close third down. We might bring out the chains.
And they will.
So 1:57 left, 2-minute drill now for the Big Blacks. They're still up 7-0. A score going in the half with all that momentum would be huge here. Such a defensive battle.
You know, Brant, having this, if this isn't a first down from Jeffers and it being a third and maybe inches, what do you think the Big Blacks will go with here?
I expect most likely a draw from Evan Roach. He's just consistently got 6-7 yards on each carry. Or maybe catch him off guard, a little screen pass to Schultz, or hitch to one of the unexpected receivers. Maybe Hunt goes out for one.
Yeah, and it will be a first, but I was going to agree with you that I feel like it was going to stay in the hands of Roach. But now, being a fresh first down, I'd say they're going to give it to Jeffers with just about 2 minutes, like you said. Maybe might try and drop back and get a quick one off to Schultz. Maybe call a quick timeout, as we still have 2 to work with. Maybe wait till they get down about the 30 to use the timeouts. But like you said, Reese Hunt, great hands, good route running. As you can see, Davis obviously guarding him. They know that he can be trouble down there at the bottom of your screen.
It'll be a shotgun for him again. It's going to be a play action. Roach breaks free. Going to try and get out of it, but turns about a loss of 8 to a loss of 3. So even though it's not a positive game, that's him being an improviser.
Yep.
But beautiful play by the defense. Got through that offensive line, a point in an instant. Didn't give time to drop back after play action.
I believe that's probably one of the first pass attempts we took of the game. And to be honest, it looks like the same thing we've seen against Williamstown in the scrimmages. Every time we drop back, it just seems like Roach has no time to work with.
So while we take our second time out of the night, we'll take one with them. We'll be right back. We are back after that timeout. One for each side now. Point still stays up 7-0 with 1:27 remaining. Little delayed handoff to Jeffers, but a good tackle by number 9, Abram Wickline. 3rd and about 7 here for the Big Blacks. Not going to take a timeout. One of the biggest freshmen that we've seen step up has been Caleb Jones.
Yep.
Jonesy is just coming in at center as a sophomore now, but really he didn't play at all his freshman year.
No,
So
had the injury of his knee.
Has someone this young, his first ever varsity game. He's been playing really well. You can see him right there. Screen pass. We'll go to Jeffers. Jeffers with room. He's going to cut through his blockers, fight for more inside the 30 with 35 seconds remaining. So probably need to rush to the line, maybe clock it here, save that timeout.
You know, that screen pass there is it seems like it always works for the Big Blacks. Once you have Jeffers with the ball in his hands with open grass, used to being a slot receiver before he switched to running back, he just makes great plays as he takes it up the outside here, like I said, with the great room. And I believe he will get the first. Will be short, but they will call a timeout as they have 20 seconds left.
So that's just that screen pass sets up this big momentum, 20 seconds remaining, as you said.
Maybe look to see a little quick pass, I'm going to say to Schultz along the sideline, try and get out of bounds, get at least maybe 5 more yards, and then maybe look for Schrader to come in and get the last second field goal as the clock will be stopped where it will be out of bounds.
We'll talk to this timeout here. It's our last one, so Greenbrier still has one just in case they need some last-second adjustments. One thing I think might happen here, you have Schultz lined up with Davis. Davis is only 5'9". Schultz has, well, it says 8 inches, 7 inches on top of Davis. I think you throw him a jump ball there, a back shoulder jump ball. I think Schultz goes up and gets it. He's been working on his catching a lot in the offseason. That or maybe just another draw to Jeffers. He's got about 40 yards on the last 2 plays. So they have a lot of options to attack here. Even keeping it with Roach is not a bad idea whatsoever.
I say maybe empty backfield, but it looks like that won't be. But as they will put Schultz over on the right side near the sideline, so we'll see if my prediction was right as Reese will come down to the bottom of your screen.
Drop back. They're going to throw deep to Schultz, just a bit over. He was open in between McAllister and Klein, but 16.6, they have a chance to do that again. He was very much open. Roach just put a bit too much on it.
Good corner route there from Schultz. As you said, with 16 seconds, they can definitely do it again, but it's probably going to have to be in the end zone. Now, I don't know if the Big Blacks line could get back up to clock it before a kick, but we'll see what they'll go with here.
I think it's definitely going to be close there. I think they'll have a chance to have one more end zone shot, take the kick on 3rd down if they don't get it.
I'm surprised to see Jeffers still in the backfield here, as I talk about as great as his hands are, where he used to play slot, maybe not put him out wide as Hill will come in motion. Quick pass to Jeffers. There's why he's in the backfield.
Here you go, out of bounds. I think that play was just designed to get a quick few yards, go out of bounds.
Get the first down, stop the clock, go out of bounds. Whatever one happened first. Looks like he did both. Oh, they're going to say he was a little short of the first.
So Alex Schrader will come out 12.2. The sophomore made his extra point earlier. So the main difference so far in this game, we'll probably talk about it more after halftime, is that blocked kick by Point Pleasant. The forcing of 3 and outs, they need to pump that play clock up, but 3 and outs, the goal line interception, and a blocked kick has kept a very electrifying offense with 2 possible options at very good quarterbacks out of the end zone and out of those uprights.
To me, I definitely think the Big Blacks defense is what's stepped up tonight, and they're playing well, as you said, with us goal line stops, the 3rd down stops, just forcing punts, forcing a turnover in the end zone which was a beautiful ball, but it was tipped up right into the hands of Hughes, which is what you want to see for the Big Blacks, honestly. But it's definitely been a defensive side of the game as the Spartans played great defense as well. What did they do? Forced 3 turnovers, 3 forced fumbles
on back-to-back drives.
Yep. Could you imagine if those weren't there? I mean, it'd be
probably 28,
yeah.
maybe 28, 25 points.
Yeah. But, I mean, great by them to cause the turnovers and get the forced fumbles to make it a 7-0 game, to give their offense a chance whenever it comes back out in the second half. But we'll see if Schrader can make this a 10-0 game.
Looks to be about a, say about a 36-yarder for Schrader.
40-some.
That's about 30 because 40 would be down to 30. It's about 36 yards here for Schrader. It's going to be up. Looks good from here, and it will be. So 7 seconds remaining as sophomore Alex Schrader nails his first career kick. He did kick a few PATs last year. That Winfield game, Ellie Wood kicked that game-winning kick. One of the best moments of broadcasting there last year. That and that Trey Peck interception that game to end the season. We'll have 7.5 left, so probably need a short little squib kick and play your defense way back.
Yeah.
They do have one timeout, but that's definitely not enough. They don't have any timeouts now.
Yeah. Maybe just see if they can go for a deep ball, have Bennett at quarterback, send Davis deep, Pate deep, see if they can get something deep, but also maybe just try and have a quick handoff to Klein. You just see if he can break one. Guess we'll see what they'll decide to go with. They'll definitely have the Big Blacks probably playing 4 back.
So 7.5 seconds left of the half. At half, if you're interested in seeing both marching bands play, Greenbrier, East, and Point Pleasant, make sure you stay tuned in for Band Hype tonight with Olivia Dunn. Second year running here. We're going to have Alex Schrader with the opening kickoff. That squib he had last time will be more than perfect. Just down about the 30. Bird maybe 3-4 seconds a clock. As it will be a squib. Takes a high bounce. And it may be recovered by Point. Out of bounds, though, off a Greenbrier East player.
Ooh, Hughes looks to be down as he was trying to get that ball there.
Hopefully,
But
just a cramp there.
Yeah, he'll have time for halftime, so it should be good for him.
I believe that clock should have ran. After the ball hits the ground, it runs, doesn't it? Or is it an after
I think
touch?
it's after touch, but they still didn't run it at all after the touch.
And it got immediately kicked out, so it'll probably be like 7.3, 7.4.
But a little bit of time could always hurt you. You never know. We'll see Bennett come out,
It's like they are.
which could be good for the Spartans that Hughes did have to come out, being the leading, seems like to be in the great safety that he has been, as the Blue Blacks will definitely go 4 deep, bringing Jeffers back. I like that decision.
Probably needs to get more deeper than that, maybe 15 yards deep, and
Maybe drop your linebackers deep as well, I would do. But
Yeah.
Schultz will come out to cover, which is a great idea.
They cover him.
Bennett drops back.
It's going to be just off the mark, 3.9, so it'll be the last play of the half. 10-0, most likely heading in the half, but we'll see, as we'll have time for most likely one more play. They'll keep Bennett at quarterback. I think what you might be able to do, have Davis has a really strong arm, especially because he's a senior, he's had that defined for so long. I think you let him go in, improvise, and chuck one downfield. Because you can have Bennett maybe running that 5 receiver go 5 wide, but they'll keep him at quarterback. Davis in the slot.
See them probably look towards McAllister as they do. Birch is there, and he will be tackling.
A little lateral, and that's just great idea. Great playing by Point. And at the end of the first half, in the first week of the season, your Point Pleasant Big Blacks 10, Greenbrier East Spartans 0. We will be back after halftime as you join Olivia Dunn for Band Hype.
Welcome back to everyone's favorite halftime activity, Band Hype. I am your host, Olivia Dunn. This year's show is called The Dark of Night. I have yet to see the show this year, so I will be experiencing it with you guys for the first time at home. Along with you guys at home, should I say. I have heard that this show is more on the spooky side, though. This also isn't their full show, unfortunately. They are only playing songs 1 and 2. This year's drum major is the one and only Maddie Towner, and this year's soloist is the amazing and wonderful Natalie Sellers. It is good to be back for my senior year. I hope to be back for many more, and I hope you guys enjoy the show.